Ever wonder who brings you that six-pack you crave after a long day? Or those new shoes you just to have? Yeah, it ain't magic, it's trucks. Big, rumbling, essential to your life trucks. Nearly 72% of all the freight moved in America rides on 18 wheels. That's everything. Food, medicine, toilet paper, remember that shortage? But here's the kicker. The trucking industry, the backbone of our economy, is starting to crack. Driver shortages, sky-high fuel costs, and enough regulations to choke a horse. When those trucks stop rolling, the shelves start emptying, and the economy takes a hit. So, buckle up because we're about to take a ride through the state of the trucking industry. And trust me, it's a bumpy one. We live in a world of instant gratification. Need a new phone? Order it online, it'll be there tomorrow. Want fresh strawberries in January? No problem, the supermarket has them year-round. We take this constant flow of goods for granted, but it doesn't happen by magic. It happens because of trucking. Remember the toilet paper crisis? That was just a taste of what happens when the supply chain gets disrupted. Now imagine that on a larger scale. No food in the grocery stores. Factories shutting down because they can't get supplies. A collapse of the trucking industry wouldn't just be an inconvenience. It would be a full-blown economic disaster. Millions of jobs are directly tied to trucking, from the drivers themselves to the mechanics who keep those rigs running. This isn't just about trucks. It's about the livelihoods of millions of Americans. So, what's driving this potential collapse? Let's start with the most obvious drivers, or more accurately, the lack thereof. The American Trucking Association's estimates we're short over 80,000 drivers right now. 80,000! That's like the entire population of Bismarck, North Dakota, deciding to become truckers, and it wouldn't solve the problem. Why aren't more people jumping at the chance to drive a big rig across this great land? Well, think about it. Long hours on the road away from family and friends, the pressure of tight deadlines and demanding customers. And let's not forget the romance of sleeping in truck stops and eating gas station food. Fuel prices are all over the place, making it tough for trucking companies to turn a profit. Insurance costs are through the roof. We're talking about an industry being squeezed from all sides. We need those drivers badly, because if they go, the whole system goes with them. Section 4, Shifting Gears, the economy, technology, and a global pandemic. The trucking industry doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's intimately connected to the broader economy. And when one sneezes, the other catches a cold. Take the recent economic downturn. When the economy slows, people buy less stuff. And when people buy less stuff, guess what? Fewer trucks are needed to move that stuff. Self-driving trucks are no longer the stuff of science fiction. They're out there on the roads right now, being tested and refined. And let's not forget about COVID-19. The pandemic threw a real wrench into the gears of the global economy, and the trucking industry was hit particularly hard. Drivers got sick, borders closed, and demand for certain goods soared, while others plummeted. The trucking industry is facing a whole host of challenges, from economic uncertainty to technological disruption to global pandemics. Section 5, the canary in the coal mine. When big rigs go quiet, remember Yellow Corp Opio, one of the biggest trucking companies in America? They went belly up just recently. Out of business. Gone. They had a fleet of trucks that could stretch across multiple states. They employed thousands of people, and they were a major player in the supply chain. Their collapse sent shockwaves through the industry. It's like the canary in the coal mine, and the canary just keeled over. It's a sign that something is seriously wrong, and we need to pay attention before things get even worse. Section 6, buckle up, the road ahead for trucking and your wallet. So where do we go from here? How do we fix this mess? Well, there's no easy answer. It's going to require a multi-pronged approach. We need to find ways to attract and retain drivers, whether it's through better pay, improved working conditions, or more respect for the vital role they play in our economy. We need to address the rising costs of trucking, whether it's by finding ways to stabilize fuel prices or by cutting back on unnecessary regulations that strangle small businesses. We need to invest in infrastructure because better roads and bridges mean more efficient trucking, which benefits everyone. And maybe, just maybe, we need to rethink our reliance on a system that depends on trucking to move virtually everything we consume. Maybe it's time to explore more localized production and consumption, to shorten those supply chains and make ourselves less vulnerable to disruptions. The choices we make today will have a profound impact on our economy and our way of life for years to come. So the next time you see a truck driver, give them a wave and a thank you. They're out there on the front lines keeping this country moving. We'll catch you another day. Ciao.